So Azur Lane is a gacha game invented by the Chinese in a global war for soft power against the Japanese, Koreans, and Greater West. The likes of Genshin Impact and the rest of the Hoyoverse, it serves as one of the many assets the Chinese use to make us Westerners think that China is actually pretty cool. Currently the West still maintains global soft power hegemony, but this is quickly changing, as the Chinese employ more sophisticated weapons such as APGs and sub $20,000 electric cars. But I'm getting sidetracked. Azure Lane is a Gunnar gacha game that's supposed to be about anime girls but they're World War II ships, but it also has a schizophrenic story and awesome soundtrack. So first, the schizophrenic story, aka the premise. As stated before, Azure Lane's twist on its gacha is that the girls are reincarnations of warships from World War II. Now why do they have powers, and why do they have to be World War II warships? You see, it's because these things called energy cubes fall from the sky and serve as humanity's free energy source, but can also be turned into wisdom cubes, which can then be infused with the essence of something. So humanity decides to infuse them with the essence of ships to create living superweapons. Also, aliens are invading and the world is stuck during World War II, but with slightly different names. I'm summarizing a bunch of stuff. If you want the actual lore, go watch this video. It's like an hour long. So now the premise out of the way, what about the gameplay, The thing people actually care about? It's garbage. It's just an endless grinding slop. So the main gameplay is a side-scrolling bullet hell that's extremely boring and tedious. I mean, you gain the ability to autoplay once you fully clear a stage. You can get new equipment and upgrade said equipment via like 3 different methods. But to be honest, you really don't need your brain to clear most levels. Just have a high enough level with your units and equipment. There's also base building, but it's just another layer of grind. Overall, the gameplay is barely something to even mention, as you can just turn off your brain for most of it. That is, if you're not playing later levels, in which case you need a PhD in schizo gameplay to make the perfect team comp to even attempt to clear it. But I should mention that the gacha system is actually very fair. You get like 2 to 3 rolls a day, and like 5 to 10 rolls just from weekly missions. But onto the main meat and potatoes, or rather steel and gunpowder. You don't play Azure Lane for a gameplay or strategic depth at high levels, you play for the boat girls, or rather Kansen if you want to be anal about it. You get 4 main factions to simp over. Germany as Ironblood, Eagle Union as America, Britain as the Royal Navy, Italy as the Sargenda Empire, Japan as Sakura Empire, and the Soviets as the Nora Parliament, with other factions, but you get the point. Each has a broad theme that ties into their respective lore. For example, Ironblood are, in general, edgelords with a military aesthetic, because, come on, they're Germans. This is why I prefer Azure Lane to other gacha games. There's an air of greater substance with the designs. At least for me, the appeal is that there's already something to the character, kind of like the horse gacha game. Take, for instance, Bismarck. Sure, she's a big titty girl that I would absolutely die for, but she's also the leader of the fleet, which fits with her IRL lore of being the biggest battleship to ever be built when she was completed. Her stoic and commanding personality fits perfectly as the flagship of both the in-game Ironblood and IRL Germany. There's also her design. For example, she's wearing the coat of arms of the ship on her shirt, as well as the peaked hat from German naval uniforms. These small things are what made me fall in love with the character designs. I could keep going, for example, the winter aesthetic of the Soviets, or rather Northern Parliament, but my point stands. Also, the music goes so hard when it has no reason to. I particularly like Bismarck's Last Stand, as it simply encapsulates the character and the fate of Bismarck. The ship, although powerful and meant to rule the waves, is faced with their inevitable destruction. It's somber to reflect just how fucked both her in-game and real-life version is. But the song, just like her real counterpart, doesn't give up until the final shot is fired. The song roars to life with one final spring of fighting spirit, even if it's doomed to fail. But over the years, it feels like there's been a drastic change of direction. The game has gone from mostly being about ship girls with some levels of Gunnar bait, to now just being a worse Nikke, with ships on the side. Take for instance, Mojador, French I fucking swear. Her entire personality is that she's horny, with her 2 skins just being Gunnar bait. Explain to me how the nurse skin can be anything else but just Gunnar softcore porn. Also goes for Duisburg of Germany. Fictional ship, but I won't dwell on that. She has 1 skin, her bunny girl skin, but that's an extreme stretch. I'm pretty sure a battle uniform in Kill la Kill has more fucking fabric than this thing. The focus is no longer on, oh look at these cool World War II ships. No, it's just like, look how Gunnar they are. Come on, think with your smaller brain. Bye, 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 Gunnar, Gunnar, Gunnar. Yeah, I get it makes more money, otherwise Manju, the creators, wouldn't do it. I truly do wish they would make at least an effort to make the ship girls less Gunnar. Also, yes, the game has always had some Gunnar elements. I mean, Vampire has her underwear out, Bismarck interprets skirts are super duper short. but they are a part of the game, not the whole. Then I counterject before you even speak. Yes, I'm against the forceful censorship of this game, in spite of my hatred of the Gooner stuff, and the fact that I actually like the censored versions of some of the skins more than the regular ones. I just want some more ships that get some inspiration from real life. Like, for example, Alsace. I like that she wears an eye covering because the patron saint of the region is blind. But I don't like that her tits are covered with just a piece of string. Like, even the censored version, it just looks goofy. But Gooners are gonna goon, and therefore keep the game running. But hey, at least I can complain about something.